Live
ACU
from the ACU of Texas Studios.
This
is the Clear Lake Today Podcast Network.
Everybody, welcome to the Cape Complainers. Joining me, as always, are a couple of complainers. I got Tim, I got Devin, I got Reed picking his nose off camera, and Flippo's not here because he's Flippo. Anyway, Flippo's the new Reed, that's what it is.
Well, no, we just changed it. We changed the day that we were recording, which is why he can't make it now.
Yeah. Just let me tell the joke.
Which was just today. No one wants you to be funny. We want to know the truth.
I try really, really hard. All right.
This is hard-hitting journalism. Facts are facts, man.
Whatever. Today, we are talking Marvel Studios' What If, episodes 7 and 8. We got some bangers these last couple of episodes, so we're just going to talk them out. But before we do, let's What?
Greg.
Interrupt me. What?
Ultron's grabbing your head. Be careful. He's reaching for you.
He's grabbing my shoulder, actually, to be honest.
Yeah, but he's reaching for you, man.
He's doing the old yawn and stretch and reach over my shoulder. All right. Well, Devin, let's start with you from the Book of Questions by Gregory Stock, Ph.D. Let's go with
question. You need
question.
a PhD to write a book about questions?
Yeah.
Dumb.
Well, he's smart. He has a PhD for a reason. All right.
We'll judge this by the questions that are asked.
Well, let's start with number 104. Devin, would you be willing to give up sex for 5 years if you could wonderfully and sensationally have erotic dreams every night you wished? Like anything you wanted could happen in these dreams, but you can't have it in real life.
That's a tough one, Greg.
Well, these are the PhD's hard-hitting questions that you wanted, Devin. So there you go.
I just want to say, I don't think it is a hard one because we all know Devin's not getting anything right now.
Wow. You don't know that at all. I'm going to say no, Greg.
No?
I love my wife.
All right. Well, I mean, you could still love Casey. I mean,
and I do.
Nobody's saying
your wife could do these exotic things in your dreams that you can never imagine,
Yeah.
Like,
because
let's just how about this?
In my dreams, she doesn't get to experience them.
Well, how about this, Devin?
You got to.
Hello, Flippo. Well, Devin, how about this? Casey can have them too. Casey can have the exotic dreams as well.
We're just synced up.
Yeah.
Like whatever I do in my dream happens in her dream.
Yeah, it's like a Pokemon
like a weird Matrix.
Yeah, it's like Pokemon Connect. You just sync your profiles and you hang out.
What movie is it with Stallone and Sandra Bullock? Is that Demolition Man?
Yes.
Where they wear those halos and they both have it's a law you can't physically have sex with each other or just relation at all. And
it's like dragon sex from Rick and Morty.
What?
Like the dragon sex from Rick and Morty. You guys not seen that episode?
Nope.
Where they're like mind melding, and that's
yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I have seen that episode.
You know what? If that's the circumstances, then yes.
All right. Well, let's go to Flippo since you're here. Question number 112. If you were at a friend's house for Thanksgiving dinner and you found a dead cockroach in your salad, what would you do?
What the F is this?
This is the Book of Questions.
That's what I would say. I would say, what the F is this?
Oh, okay. I thought you were saying, what is this? Oh, as you were. So that's it? You would just say, what is this? You wouldn't get angry or anything?
I mean, how can we trust the rest of the food?
Yeah, it's a big cockroach.
If there's a roach in this one salad, how many roaches are in the rest of the salad? And then what else made its way into the rest of the food?
We should start from question number 1 in the book and go all the way through it.
We did that on the other episode, Devin. Pay attention.
And then you complained about it, Devin.
Yeah, get off
Did I?
Yeah, get off your phone. All
Really?
right.
Get off your phone.
No. All right. So
stop having exotic dreams.
So Flippo would just be kind of weirded out, but it wouldn't bother him that much enough to finish the rest of the meal.
He'd still I think he'd be bothered by it, and then he'd still finish it. He'd still eat it.
He would just put more ranch on it.
He's frozen on my screen, so it's just him smiling while we're making fun of him.
With like his tongue out a little bit.
Yeah. All right. Well, Tim, this one's for you. Question 114. Would you be willing to reduce your life expectancy, sorry, words are hard, by 5 years to become extremely attractive?
No, because I'm already extremely attractive, right, boys?
Right, man.
Damn.
Well, Reed, given the ability to project yourself into the past but not return, would you do so? And where would you go and what would you do?
Yes, I would go back in time.
But you can't return.
Times are so much simpler back then, man.
All right, well, where would you go and what would you do?
I would have to think more on that because I haven't thought that much.
First thing that comes out, place that comes to your mind.
Like I'm a guy. I can send you back in the past, but it's like on the spot. You got to tell me now or else I'm going to the next person.
It's the first thing that pops to mind is where you go.
Were the 1970s bad?
1970s, nailed it.
Not for a white man.
1970s were bad.
Yeah, not for a white male. So
yeah,
exactly. I think you're going to be okay.
But they were bad for literally everybody else.
Yeah, you might have fun with yourself, but anyway.
That's not why I would go.
Okay.
It's like time to rape as many people as possible and just deny.
Jesus.
You got dark.
I know, Jesus. Anyways, that was
70-year-olds right now.
Don't forget the watcher's watching you, man, with all these thoughts you're having.
Oh my goodness. All right. Well,
you're putting the thoughts out there, but they're not my thoughts. The watcher knows that.
I want you to answer question number 69.
Number 69. Okay, that's how we'll do it. Y'all just pick out a number. That's a good way to do it. All right. Number 69. If a friend were almost always late, would you resent it or simply allow it? Can you be counted on? Well, okay, that doesn't count. So basically, would I get upset? Probably not, because I'm not good at time either. So I mean,
both miss each other in the meeting of getting together.
Yeah, we would both just not make it and just
ships in the night. Yeah.
Yeah. Whatever. All right. Well, that was a good one. All right, there you go. This has been the Book of Questions. All right, let's go into the main thing. I don't believe Flippo is coming back. I think he might.
He said he's trying to get back.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
He must be having some Skype issues.
All right.
Stuck in the 1970s.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and get into it. Let's start with episode 7. The concept is, what if Thor was born an only child? This one for me was a little weak. It was a little too silly, in my opinion. I didn't really get why all of these people were together. Like, these are all completely, like, universe-spanning people that I don't think would ever interact. I don't get why they're all coming to a party. But it was just weird. I
think that's because this isn't Thor's first outing of a party.
Uh-huh.
So he's been to other galaxies and universes. So he's met these other people, and they're like, "Oh shoot, Thor's having another party. Let's go."
Yeah.
It's like an infamous thing about Thor's having a party. Can't miss this.
Yeah.
Because he destroyed the star.
What star?
Another planet.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. And then that just resonated through the galaxy, through the universe, or whatever.
Much.
Okay.
Well, I mean, without Thor being there, a lot of things wouldn't have happened, including like a lot of, because in Thor 1 they talk about all the battles that Thor's won. So maybe without all these battles that he's had to fight, he's actually gone to those planets in peace and partied with their people.
Okay, well,
so
let's
changed it all up like that.
Let's go a little bit into the episode synopsis. The episode basically has Thor. It's basically the beginning. We have Jane Foster. I always forget this girl's name. She was in
Darcy.
Darcy. There we go.
Yeah, voiced and played by Kat Dennings.
Yeah, they had returning characters. We did have Natalie Portman come back to do Jane Foster. That was great.
Was that her? It didn't sound like her.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Was that Chris Hemsworth as Thor? Because that was a voice I wasn't sure. I couldn't.
It was kind of weird.
Yeah. Well, anyways, it's them in the van. It's basically mirrors the events of the first Thor movie. And basically Thor comes crashing down, and basically does the Hangover on Earth with everybody in the universe coming to party. We get introduced to a very interesting looking Loki, which is the ice giant version, which he's living his most healthy, best life without being burdened by Odin. And it's just a very fun episode, but I think the fun really ruined it for me.
Same. Yeah.
I think it was my least favorite episode, and I would complain about it, but the next episode is like super dramatic and heavy, and I think it helped balance that out.
Yeah, I agree.
Because, it is a pretty dark subject, killing everyone in a universe.
Yeah. But I mean, specifically to this one, it was a little too unbelievable. Like, all of the characters, their motivations and their actions were kind of wrong. Like, what's Thor's mom's name? It's not Freya? Frigga. Yeah, Frigga. Like, it was just a weird dynamic with them, like her being like him like, my mom's coming, everybody's got to clean up.
Oh no, look like you're studying a book.
Yeah, it was a weird,
like you all haven't been there.
Yeah, it was a weird Ferris Bueller.
I was a good child.
12. Thor is like, what, 300 years old?
Yeah, he's acting like a child, and like,
yeah, but he hasn't had to take on responsibility.
But
like,
just because
he's an only child,
then in that case, the name of the episode is wrong. It shouldn't be "What if Thor was born an only child." It's just "What if Thor was a douchebag?" And it's just because, like, I mean, like Loki alone is not the reason why Thor's the way he is. Because I mean, like, I don't believe. Like, Loki just stabbing him all the time made Thor like, I'm going to be kind of good. Like, I just don't like the motivation.
Stabbing him, but he got Thor in a bunch of trouble a lot of the times. Like, he would trick him into doing bad things with him, and then Odin would get onto Thor a lot.
Yeah, so if anything, why didn't he still become a douchebag? Because then he has a partner to do douchey things with now. It was just all their motivations in this episode was kind of wrong for me, and that's why I really didn't like this episode.
And then also
I don't know,
with the Asgardians, like, still fighting the Jotuns, like, as soon as Loki shows up, oh, hey, what's up? Like, didn't Odin still just ruin their realm anyway?
Yeah, I thought, Odin was on a warpath.
Odin ruins everybody's realm. It's not, like, specific to Jotunheim.
But I mean, like, he went and fought the Jotuns, like, and destroyed it.
No, but he did. But I think the bridge to peace was the fact that he found this baby, and instead of keeping it, like, returned it to them and mended bridges, and then they didn't have any issues anymore.
But then Odin never,
you know what I'm saying?
Odin never pissed off anyone else. Like, after that, like, Odin was like, I'm done, hanging up my hat, we're good.
No. Here's the thing: when you get your whole civilization completely destroyed by one man, and then he brings you back your baby, you guys are best friends for life. Okay?
Brother from another mother, man. I don't know.
Do you think when Odin goes into Odin's sleep, instead of wearing a sleep mask, he just wears another eye patch?
Yes, I do.
That's highly possible. That's highly
Odin had like sleep
just a
apnea?
cucumber over one eye.
What if Odin had like sleep apnea and he had to use like a CPAP machine when he went to sleep? So for like 1,000 years, you just hear a of this oxygen mask on his face.
Good God!
He's laying there and he's.
and this is all the ridiculous stuff that could have been in this episode, just because this episode was so crazy.
Funny.
I don't know. This episode, actually, I will say this episode did have one thing in it that has been my favorite thing about this entire series. We got more Howard the Duck. I love that. I love it.
And dead Kat Dennings there.
Yeah,
actually married her.
Yeah. Married and divorced. But I mean, it's just.
Did they get divorced?
I mean, I thought
they
so.
didn't show it on.
They didn't show it.
Well, maybe they worked things out. I don't know. But anyways, the point is, I liked that because I think Disney should just suck up and do a Howard the Duck show.
They're not gonna do it.
Do it
the first time.
It would be perfect.
The first time.
No, because they didn't know what they were doing. They didn't know who this character was.
He's a character.
No, he's a great character. Listen,
not
they
for
did
his own series.
No, he's
a good comedic relief in a 30-minute TV show.
Supporting MCU.
He had his own series in comics a couple of years ago.
How long?
I don't want to say, but
How
Two
long?
issues.
Oh, how long?
probably a
Two
year.
issues.
Probably a year. But anyways, still, it was a good series while it was
Nobody-
there. But it was like
nobody
Howard the
liked
Duck. He was like a detective agency kind of thing. It was a really fun show, and I think it could work with this new MCU. And I mean, they've already used him a bunch of times, so might as well just do it. I don't know. That's just me.
You know,
Three is
yeah,
a bunch
it's
to
just a
Greg.
button. It's just
Greg's
a
like 1, 2, a bunch.
you know what a year means,
3.
Greg?
Oh no, there were 3. He's in. Yeah, I think he's in 3. He's in the.
Yeah, he's in 3. That's what I was saying. That 3 to you is a bunch, and that's how you count on your fingers. You're like 1, 2, a bunch.
Greg
Well, no.
wants a Howard the Duck and Daredevil cop buddy movie.
Yeah,
Buddy
Well,
cop
Greg-
movie.
that would be
Greg is-
amazing.
Greg is saying, yeah, this they had a comic book series for like a year. Do you know how many issues that is? 12, anywhere between 12 and 24 issues. That's it.
How many issues do you have, Devin?
Not zero of Howard the
Exactly.
Duck.
Howard's got more than you, so I don't want to hear it.
Yeah, but we don't have a movie of Devin.
Do we?
You can for the low price of $9.99.
I
No,
know.
thank you.
Cape Complainer's
That's too
gone
expensive for my
wild.
taste.
Hashtag left swipe.
Ugh. All right. Well, basically, my resounding final thoughts on this first one is the fun really ruined it for me. It was still fun to watch, but ultimately it was the weakest episode, and it was a question that I think didn't need to be asked. So that's my final thoughts on that.
Instead of what if, you're asking why so? Why did we make this?
Maybe not.
I would agree.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, that's it. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, Greg.
It was gonna be dumb. You go.
No, everything you say is gold.
Was it going to be dumb like Howard the Duck?
So that's why I want to hear it because it's gonna be dumb.
No, now I'm definitely not gonna go. You go, Tim.
Okay, I'll go then. So I would say that it is the weakest episode, and it didn't really fit with the theme of everything else in What If. And I would actually say it had the weakest, like,
Story arc.
Reasoning?
yeah, like you know how we were talking about in one of the previous podcasts that we liked when a lot of things in the universe changed with this one
Yeah.
decision? This one didn't have a lot of big
Ripples.
universe changing, effects.
Yeah.
I would say
minus.
that I thought it was a pretty funny episode, and I did enjoy laughing at some of their bits. And I do also like that Carol Danvers and Thor just fought it out. I thought that was pretty awesome watching that. And it was awesome watching Maria Hill almost nuke the crap out of them.
Yeah.
And
I
it was
thought that was-
it was awesome watching Nick Fury just get his shit kicked by like what hit him? Something just
I
like
thought it was-
knocked him out of the.
I thought it was
park.
Korg, wasn't it Korg?
Was it Cord?
I thought it was Korg
Yes.
that knocked him
He
out.
was like
Oh.
running and he basically tackled Nick Fury and killed him.
Okay. Yeah. But I mean, I agree with Tim as well. Like, there were no big rippling effects, minus the end that we'll talk about in a minute.
I disagree. I think that the rippling effects you just didn't see, because like for Thor in like the main movies, like when he's fighting a war, it's to end, like to save planets. You know what I'm saying? He's not fighting a war to destroy planets. But in this, when he parties, he destroys planets. So thinking like how many planets ended in this just because he was throwing a party.
I mean, that could also
I-
explain why Mantis is there, because they probably could have partied on Ego and destroyed Ego.
Yeah, and that would explain why the end happened as it did, why we see him come to this planet. Because think of how many places he's just, this one dude is destroyed with his revelry. I don't know. I liked it. I liked the episode. I felt like I understood the question that you guys were asking, but maybe that's just me finding reasons. I did like that they answered the question of could Carol Danvers lift Thor's hammer.
Yeah, no.
I will say the one thing that I will say is that the only thing I did not understand about that episode is why Thor is worthy of the hammer. That's
Did
the
she-
only issue I have with it.
Well,
Did she even try to lift that hammer at all?
I don't think Odin.
No,
I don't think
dropped
she
it
She
on
tried.
her.
couldn't get up.
I don't think
Well,
Odin.
it's not like she couldn't get up, and she didn't even try to get up.
I don't think Odin put the whoever's worthy of this hammer shall possess the power of Thor on Mjolnir. So I don't think really anybody's allowed. I don't think that's a thing now in this.
I agree
story.
with Greg.
Maybe, yeah. Also, one thing in mythology, or I don't know if it's in actual mythology or if it's in actual Marvel Cinematic mythology. Loki ruined Thor's hammer by cutting his handle down short. So that's why it's like only this much of handle on the hammer. His hammer, I don't think was any different. So if Loki wasn't in his life as his brother.
Yeah.
Well, it was like if he was still a trickster, which it looks like he might have still been, just like a frustrating trickster, like playing pranks on someone who he deems as his brother from another mother. The whole deal was that he caused it to be forged wrong. And so that still very well could have been the case. We would never know. But I'm actually going to look back to see if Carol did try to sit up with it on her.
She does.
Because if she does, then that means that enchantment is still there. Other people other than Thor cannot lift
But then
that hammer,
why
which
would
means
Odin?
rising
Why would Odin have put it? See, everybody's motivations are wrong in this episode, so
Yeah.
it just doesn't work for me. Anyways, maybe we're thinking too hard.
I don't
Yeah,
think
or
she tried
Marvel-
to. I think she just like shook his hand or something and barely like lifted her chest. But I don't think she tried to stand up with her hammer on her.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he's like, oh, I thought about doing this earlier by just throwing it and leaving it on you. Like he says that towards the end of it.
I'm looking
Yes.
it up right now.
I don't
Yeah.
remember that.
Okay. Well, while we look that up, let's go ahead and transition. If there's no other final thoughts on episode 7, let's transition. Episode 7 did end with a huge ass cliffhanger that we had to wait a week for, which was fucking awesome and worth it. With Ultron bursting through a portal with tons of older Ultrons criminling in, and basically revealing Ultron having all the Infinity Stones. So episode 8 starts off with the question that asks, what if Ultron won? Which I was just on the edge of my seat the whole episode. It was really, really well done. It starts off where we see Ultron basically getting in the body of Vision that was in Age of Ultron, the second Avengers movie. And basically all the heroes are dead and lost. We are left with only a one-armed Hawkeye and a sleeveless Black Widow. Tim.
I want to say that it started actually with Black Widow and Hawkeye walking through like Siberia or somewhere in Russia, not with Ultron hopping into Vision's body.
Well, excuse me.
Got
Anyways.
him. Got him.
But Ultron basically he wins, he wipes out the universe, he wipes out Earth at least, and then we are greeted with Thanos. This is where I ask an interesting question. If Gamora was with the Guardians and everything, how does Thanos get the Soul Stone?
That's a good question.
Well, I would say that he does go out and actively seek all the other stones, which means it is entirely possible that they're trying to get their hands on the stones as well.
But Gamora was alive, and Gamora is who he sacrificed to get the Soul Stone, because it's got to be somebody you love. And
Did it show Gamora in the episode?
Yeah, it
it
shows
was-
Gamora. Gamora's with the other Guardians on the planet that they are in the second Guardians movie, fighting that big tentacle monster, and they all die. But I mean, Thanos arrives on Earth with the Soul Stone,
Yeah,
and
he had all but one stone.
yeah, and also badass moment. Ultron just totally splits Thanos in half with his Mind Stone. That was badass.
That's my one complaint about this episode. That was the most unrealistic fight. I
Yeah.
thought when it happened that Thanos had used the Reality Stone to make it seem that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What
And then
if-
it just ended up being him actually dying, and I thought that was the
Yeah.
worst way to make Thanos lose
what
that
if?
fight.
Yeah. What if is really nerfing Thanos? Like
Yeah,
they're
for real.
they're really making what took 10 years of build up mean like nothing. Like it's just
Yeah.
like, okay, I guess he's not
Also,
Well,
somebody.
you got
he's a
the
Titan.
reveal,
He's a
they don't care
god.
about him.
Yeah.
Well, I will say that it might also be that it was they spent this whole time saying that Ultron is like ridiculously strong now in this new body, and I mean when he fought Vision was already damaged.
Yeah.
So I mean, if you have a Vision who's undamaged and like ridiculously evil, I mean, who's to say that he couldn't take out Thanos.
Yeah, he's
But-
got a stone,
but
so it still
It
works.
could have
Really
been
quickly.
better than that.
Yeah, you've had your
Before
hand
we-
up for a while, Devin. Go on ahead.
I will
yeah.
say that. I did look it up, and she does try to get up. So she's starting to get up, and Thor drops the hammer on her, and she like gets thrown back, and you see her struggling to get up with it on her chest, and she can't do it. So
Okay.
she cannot lift up the hammer. I just watched it, Tim. Don't give me that look.
Well, we can argue more about it.
Yeah, but you're biased as hell, Devin.
Do you want me to show you the fucking video?
No,
I'll show you the
watching
video.
myself now. I'm watching it myself.
Okay.
But anyways,
okay. Tim. Tim,
while
it's
they,
at like 1650. Hang on, wait.
all right. Well, while they argue,
like
we'll keep
17
talking.
something.
But basically,
Can you argue in a different chat, please?
yeah. Continuing on with the episode, Ultron now has all the Infinity Stones, and he can now wipe out the universe. So he wipes out the universe, and we now have the Watcher doing his final ending monologue of the episode, or so we thought. Ultron.
It's at 1746, Tim.
Ultron begins to hear what the Watcher is saying, and Ultron gadunks on to the Watcher, and this is where the episode really just shines in my
Not
opinion.
immediately though. He like sees it. He does like hear him, and then it takes him some time to figure out how the hell to get there.
Yeah.
But eventually, he
But
does.
it's really cool because we actually get to see the Watcher as a playable character. You know what I mean?
Playable character.
Yeah, like so now, like he's no longer the narrator. Now he's like, oh shit, he's a part of the story now, and it was really cool because once Ultron makes it to where the Watcher is, we are gifted with this glorious badass fight between the two, where the Watcher dons this strange armor. I've never seen I've never seen it in comics or anything. Or anything. Like he just wears this badass armor, and them going at it and fighting, and the Watcher ultimately kind of losing. And then the episode ends with what's up, Reed?
Oh, I was gonna ask, do we know like what the Watcher is? You know, like Thanos, and there's like a handful of others. They're called Titans.
He's
Is
like
he-
a celestial.
Yeah, he's
Is he like an Eternal, or
I think he's a celestial.
okay, just some sort of higher being.
Yeah,
and-
just a being in space.
yeah. Well,
Also,
that was another question. Where does he reside? Like between universes?
In the
Is that-
multiverse. He's in the multiverse. Like where
I
Kang
was gonna
is.
say something about that.
Oh, where I think where Kang, not Kang, but the man who,
right?
the guy who was
Supposedly becomes.
yeah. But I think that's where they are. That they're just kind of in that little area where they can see all the multiverses.
Yeah, he exists between the planes of space and time, which made me think like in the comics there was a point where Deadpool references the space between, which to him was like the space between the comic panels,
Yeah.
like that white space.
That's
But
funny.
that's kind of what I think like the Watcher exists in. He exists in the space between everything.
Yeah.
That's
But the episode ends with the Watcher losing, and we get brought back to episode whatever the hell with Dark
five?
Doctor Strange in his universe.
yeah.
Do what?
It's
It's
episode 4.
Oh yeah, episode 4. But we're back in the Strange universe, and it's really honestly working up to a prequel to Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, in my opinion. Well, yes, Devin.
I have a big problem with one thing on this episode.
Uh-huh.
So it's established in Loki that the Infinity Stones don't work outside of their own dimension.
Okay.
But yet he's using these Infinity Stones in different realities, and that should not be possible.
I think he
Slam
can,
dunk, Devin.
there's a chance he
Please.
might be getting away with it by sending his drones to the other universes and collecting their stones. And like, I don't know, maybe he's like, I don't know, he's using some computer shit. I'm just trying to think of a reason. But it's badass, and go with it.
I don't think there is a reason. I think they overlooked it. I think they set up one thing and then overlooked it. Simple facts, Greg.
Yeah.
Science.
Yeah,
Well,
who knows? But
No.
Tim, you're awfully quiet. Is it because I proved you wrong?
I was just waiting for you guys to stop talking about dumb shit so then I could apologize.
oh,
Oh.
wow.
Yeah, you're
Oh,
correct.
Tim, now I feel Now
Yeah,
I feel bad. I'm sorry. I love you.
that's very big of you, Tim. You know what?
Don't-
Round of applause for Tim.
No. You already lost that.
All right. Well, this episode for me was the best one of the whole show so far. And I mean, I think we only got one episode left, but it's really honestly the best episode for me just because we got to actually see the Watcher as a character and got to see him actually get scared was really cool. We got to really get into and see what the multiverse is whenever Ultron was like punching him through realities and stuff. And it was just a really wild episode. And we also got our first alluding or mention of Galactus. It wasn't really Galactus, but, you know, it was still an eater of worlds.
I liked that when they were doing the punching through the realities, you were getting like glimpses of different comics, like when Steve Rogers was being sworn in as president.
Yeah.
In one of them. The other ones escaped me, but I remember that one very vividly.
Yeah, one of them had a bunch of Wakandans in one of them. I don't know what that story was, but it was cool.
So-
you just got to see like different what ifs that you didn't get in the show. Read.
Yeah. So yeah, that's what my question was going to be at. Like punching through the different realities. That kind of reminded me of Guardians 2 whenever they hit that like hyperdrive and they go through those 14 different, like, was that the same thing? Because it kind of looked like the same thing. You know, they were going through these different windows.
Could have been. They did jump through where the Watchers reside, so it's highly possible, maybe.
Well, the Watcher resides on the moon. Like,
Yeah, technically.
So
The one
they
that
just
watches
passed
over
by the moon.
All right, fine. Well, still, it's cool. Who
So,
knows?
okay, so not the same thing as Guardians 2, but
Probably
they're going
not.
through different realities while these
They
Guardians
did have a Guardians 2 reference though. At the when they showed Gamora and everyone fighting in that episode, it was the very beginning of Guardians 2.
Yeah.
right. But I'm just talking about the travel. Like it's Rocket and it's some other person.
Yondu.
Yeah, Yondu. And he hits that button and they just start warping and stuff like that. It's like, why would you do that?
Yeah.
It just reminded me of that, and I thought it was the same thing or just needed clarification.
Yeah. Well, for me, I guess I'll do my final thought on this episode. It left me wanting so much more. It was really, it really honestly pissed me off to be blunt. But I wished the rest of the show was this level. You know, I hate that they saved this banging moment for last. Like I get it, like they're wanting to set up all this stuff, but it would have been so cool to like start off on this level of multiverse kind of chaos and then kind of, you know, whatever. But that's my final thought. on the
So
thing.
you wanted them to start on this level and then drop down for the rest of the episodes?
No,
and then back up?
start on this level and then just get better.
Well, they did
I
do
think-
that, it feels like.
Hey, Marvel's What If, get better.
Well, no,
I think it could have been cool to start with this episode, and then instead of giving everyone their own like individual storyline,
yeah,
you show the individual storyline, but as it goes, you also see him like Ultron come in and start fucking it up.
yeah.
You know what I
Oh,
mean?
shit.
So
Like,
you
there's
see some
always-
universes that survive, and some universes that or multiverses that fail.
Yeah, I agree with Devin. That's kind of what I wanted to say. So I'll
I disagree.
coattail on that. What do you disagree with?
Because
I
they
don't think that
can.
would have been cool at all. I think it would have been cool. I think what they did is what they're doing right now is it's working. I don't think Ultron's going to show up to their realities and destroy their multiverses. I think the Watcher is going to go to their universes and pick them up and be like, hey, I know your universe is kind of fucked, but come help me with this other thing.
To save it, yeah.
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 All
I
right.
think it would just change their whole premise if they had Ultron show up to each and every one of them and start destroying realities randomly.
Well, what are y'all's final thoughts on this episode?
Really good, except for the weird Thanos fight.
Yeah.
Don't
I,
have
li-
one.
I liked it a lot.
Wasn't even a fight.
I know.
I liked it a lot,
It's a slaughter.
but I had some issues and complaints with it, like the Infinity Stone thing, and then like even with the Infinity Stones, you're gonna tell me that you're more powerful than a Celestial,
Yeah.
or
I
something
mean-
like that's like overtly more powerful, not like on par, even fight, overtly more powerful.
But isn't him
That's
being
a little-
but isn't him being in Vision like, doesn't that do something? Isn't there something about Vision's body that made it super?
It's just made out
For
of
a fight against
vibranium.
Earthling people.
Yeah,
Not a
it's just
fucking
made
god.
of. Yeah, it's just made of vibranium.
It's powered by a
That's all
stone.
that's
It's powered by a stone, though, so it could still kind of pack a punch.
I
He's a
would
fake-
say,
But I mean,
He's a fake man. What are you gonna say?
I would
but
say
that's-
that
but
the
that's-
fight is realistic for someone who probably hasn't fought in millennia. You know, like the Watcher hasn't really even moved outside of from this area to this area to watch different universes. You know.
That
he just
armor,
turns his head slightly.
yeah,
Yeah,
the
exactly.
armor-
I think he just was rusty. I think he would win in a fight, like if he was trying and warmed up.
the armor he wears is just for show.
Yeah.
He's never actually had to use it.
Is he squishy like a baby, or is he more of a badass like Neo?
No, yeah, he was hard too because Vision punches him in his huge ass forehead and he just goes bonk, and then comes back for another two punches. Like, he's super.
I mean,
powerful.
He's
clearly he can fight.
Yeah,
But I mean, I would agree with Tim.
he's-
He could very well be rusty.
he's built
I
like
think
a
it's
fun.
experience.
He's built like a Funko
Ultra-
Pop, but he can pack a punch.
Yeah. Ultron just
Funko
got
Pop
out
him
of
wouldn't look any different. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ultron just got out of destroying a whole universe. He's already warmed up, primed, ready to go.
Yeah.
But not by himself.
Right.
With a whole, and I think that could have made it. I think to me that could have made it more realistic was if it was like Ultron with a few of his drones versus him. I think that to me that would have been more realistic as opposed to just 1-on-1,
Yeah.
just duking it
I
out,
think that
taking
would
him
have been
out.
a cooler fight. Yeah.
I like
agree.
that. I like that. Yeah.
Any other final
Evan's on
thoughts?
point with these ideas.
Any other final thoughts?
Yeah, Thor one sucked. This one, way better.
Well, then let me go into this. Then we kind of already know what the finale is going to be. We're going to get introduced to the Guardians of the Multiverse. It's going to be heroes from every episode that we had seen so far. But what I want to ask is, how do you think this is going to end? I know there's going to be a fight. There's going to be a hoo-ha's and whatnots. How?
The good guys win.
Yeah.
Yay.
What do y'all think's going to happen? I think Doctor Strange is going to do something, but I don't think this is going to have a happy ending. No, none of the episodes ended happily. I refuse to believe the finale will end happily. So I think it's going to be a dark ending. But I just want to hear what y'all think might happen.
It's not gonna matter because it's what if.
Ah, that's a
I
good
kind
one.
of wonder.
Yeah, that's a good answer, Flip.
I think it might actually matter. I think they're all going to end up beating Ultron, but then Galactus from the multiverse or the universe that we know
Uh-huh.
is going to show up and somehow stomp them down. I think they're going to,
So you
kind
think-
of tease Galactus a little.
So you think this
Because-
could be a Fantastic Four introduction?
Oh, maybe. I was
Just-
just thinking that Galactus would show his giant head again for like a second.
Well, that
and
was
then
the-
everybody would look scared.
That was
like,
Ultron.
There's the next.
Well, that was Ultron, but he was Galactus at that moment. But that was Ultron.
No,
at
no,
that
no.
moment.
I meant we saw Galactus in another preview, I think, or something.
We did.
Yeah, in the Spider-Man Homecoming, maybe, or the new Spider-Man trailer, or
I don't know. I don't remember that.
It alludes to him. Oh, in the Eternals. He's in the Eternals trailer.
There you go.
There
Yeah.
we go. Thanks for helping me,
Well, no,
guys.
I don't
Well, that's
care.
not.
About,
Are you talking about the big? Are you
we
talking about
said
the big?
no. We can't remember shit.
I don't care
talking
about the
about it?
Eternals. So-
Well, no. Are you talking about that big
Yeah.
celestial with the red eyes? Because that ain't Galactus, pal.
Yeah.
No, they allude to him literally
Okay.
one time for like 2 seconds in the trailer, and I think they're gonna do the same thing at the end of this. So then we have the next big bad ready to,
Just-
yeah,
Doesn't it tie in with the MCU?
yeah. It's
Did
like
someone point that out?
Well,
that
yeah,
it ties in
I
with
think
MCU?
this What If is a prequel to one of these movies coming out. It's either Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness, or it's No Way Home. It's a prequel to one of these shows.
I bet
think
it's
we'll tie
Doctor
in.
Strange.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Hear me out.
what?
Wouldn't it be cool though? Because clearly they're going to go to all these places and pull the strongest heroes that they can, right?
Yeah.
Wouldn't
we got
it be
Captain
cool
Carter, T'Challa,
if
Star-Lord,
as
all
they're-
that.
If as they're doing it, they pull Wanda from the zombie episode.
Mm,
Hear me out.
okay.
Because clearly even as a zombie she had a feeling for Vision because when Vision died, right? So then to come here, see Vision doing all this crazy shit or knowing that it's not him, she helps take them out and then takes out the heroes. They all zombify and then they start taking over the multiverse.
And then one of those mystery titles that they haven't come up with titles yet, because they've got 3 mystery ones for the MCU in the next 5 years or something.
Uh-huh.
One of those is a live-action zombies multiverse.
Ooh,
I like it, Devin.
that would be cool.
I will say,
They did say that
Greg,
that's
you are
actually
right.
a possibility. Kevin
every
Feige has
time
said
Tony
that in the
Stark
future.
dies, universes get fucked up.
I know. Well, I mean, I think I
Um,
said that one. I think I said that last time. That I think. What'd you say, Flippo?
Or they get saved.
Oh, I thought you said you didn't say. And I was like,
You
what?
didn't say.
Well, I think I said last time that I think our universe, like the Marvel universe that we know, like the movies and all that stuff, is the only universe where Tony Stark is actually alive. Like, I think Tony has died in every universe minus ours, and that's the
What
only
about-
reason
don't
why.
What about Party Thor?
I don't think it's that he has to die. I think it's that he survives the attack. Yes, Tim.
Not to be the party pooper here, but actually, technically, the Marvel Cinematic Universe that we're used to, Tony Stark has already died.
Shut up.
he,
All right.
he snapped. Do you not remember?
Whatever. All right. Well, any other final thoughts before we end it?
I did want you guys. Who do you think is going to be the end lineup?
Oh, they've already shown it in all the car commercials and stuff. It's Doctor Strange, Captain
No one
Carter.
watches these
Party
commercials.
Thor.
What are they?
All right. All right. Then buckle up. Buckle up. Then buckle up. I'm going to tell you. It's Captain Carter. It's Captain Carter. T'Challa, Star-Lord, Doctor Strange, Party Thor. I don't know who they could get from the zombie episode. Devin, you might be
Spider-Man.
right with the Wanda.
Spider-Man, yeah.
Or Spider-Man.
Oh yeah, actually yeah, Supreme Sorcerer Supreme Spider-Man.
Or it could be T'Challa because he's in like 3 episodes.
With
He's
one
got
leg.
no legs.
He got one
Yeah,
leg.
but Hawkeye has a robot arm. I'm sure it's, not out of the realm of possibility to get a
Oh, yeah.
robot leg.
Oh yeah, we
And
get
it has a
we have
floating
Black
head.
we also get Black
Or-
Widow and Hawkeye from that episode. They're also going to be in the Guardians
Hawkeye's
of the
dead.
Okay,
Hawkeye
well
died
then
in
we got
this
Black then we have Black Widow. We have Black Widow, she's definitely going to be in it.
Hear me out.
What?
Take Hawkeye's robot arm and put it on T'Challa's
All
leg.
right, let's end it.
All right. Hey, thank you all for joining us today with the Cape Complainers. Sorry for Devin's loud ass coughing.
Don't forget to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok.
And check out our YouTube channel, The Cape Complainers, and our Twitch stream at The Cape Complainers, where we're streaming our episodes live. We're streaming games like
Ish.
Dark Alliance.
Yeah, you'll get one game a month.
Yeah.
We've streamed like twice this month.
All right,
3
whatever.
times.
This week.
Oh,
3 times this month.
Yeah, no, we
Sorry, y'all didn't know I was dealing with badasses here.
I know.
Yeah.
We're professionals now.
All right.
follow the
not
Mothership
getting
and Final
paid.
Draft Radio app. Download the app to listen to many other good shows.
All right, and don't forget, nobody complains like a fan. And bye-bye. See y'all next time.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.